Merry Christmas. It is about noon on Christmas Day, and I am sitting in the car waiting for my husband to grab his camera that we left at his parents' last night. Then we are off to my parents. I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas. It is bright and sunny here in Wisconsin with just a little bit of snow on the ground. I will chat with you later. Hi, it is the evening of the 26th, and I wanted to step into the video and say Merry Christmas and go over what we did. So Christmas Eve day, we went over to my mother-in-law's. I spent the morning working on a skirt for Bunny and a skirt for Badger. Made them hide in the bedroom. I did this in my pajamas and a sweater. And I got that done and wrapped them up really quickly, and it was super frustrating. Just had lots of little problems because I was racing, and I got it done. And I finished off some bodies for the carrots and for the tomatoes. I'll insert that here. And then we went over to my mother-in-law's. In fact, everyone in the family but me immediately got in the car. And my husband said, well, what do you need to do yet? And I looked at him and I said, I'm not going to your mom's in my pajamas. And he went, I didn't even look at you. I didn't notice you were wearing your pajamas. You're in that sweater. You're always in a sweater. So I took the time to change out of my pajamas. And we went over there, and it seemed like the whole family converged on the house all at once. And we had a really great day. There was a lot of my husband's aunts and uncles and his cousins, and his grandma, and people running around, and just everyone had a good time. And we ended up staying until, I don't know, I think it was 12:30 by the time we got in the car. And drove home, got everything set up for Christmas after the kids finally went to bed. They had had a ton of chocolate at Grandma's. And I think we fell asleep at 2:30 in the morning. And then it was weird. Nobody woke us up. So I had split custody with my eldest son. And he would have Christmas morning with us, but he had to be to his dad's by 10 so we could celebrate with them. So Christmas was always for the last 18 years, it was a race. We'd get up really early and we'd race through opening the presents so that we could have that happen in the morning. And then it would be time for him to leave. And so my husband and the younger three would stay home and play with their stuff. And I would drive him down to my dad's where his dad would meet me. And I'd have a cup of coffee with my parents and see them that morning. And then at some point after that, I'd drive back up here to the house and gather up the kids, and we'd drive back to my mother's for Christmas. And my son would eventually join us after he had spent Christmas Day with his dad. And we'd have Christmas with my mom. And that was usually how it worked. So it was very strange that the kids were just sleeping in. So at like 9:15, we woke them up and had Christmas, and that was really nice. The very first handmade present was the skirt I made for Badger. It was blue flowers. If I ever get it off her, I'll include a picture. But I didn't take one before I gifted it to her, and yeah, she really likes it. So she immediately stopped opening presents and put on that skirt. And then she opened her shawl, which also immediately went on. And then Bunny opened her shawl, which immediately went on. She had actually put on a dress that had bunny rabbits that she got already, so she was then wearing that. And so when she opened her bunny skirt, she was like, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow because I'm wearing this today, Mom. I said, okay. And Mouse opened his hat, and everybody really loved everything. It was pretty cool. And we played for a while, and I finished sewing because the carrots and the tomatoes were hand stitched. And then we went over and picked up my husband's camera. You saw a clip in the car, or I'll put a clip in the car here. And then we went off to my mom's and got to see my parents and my sister and my nephew. And that was really cool. It's a little weird though, because like normally I have tons of cookies made and I bring stuff and I have all the desserts and other things, and Mom will have had ideas of what she wants, and she and my sister will spend a lot of time in the kitchen. We still spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but it just wasn't quite the same because I was sitting there knitting. I was knitting on the gloves, the mittens, for my brother-in-law, and he already knows about them. He's actually tried them on. The thumbs fit well. I had, I think I was here when I got there that day, knitting them at the same time. And so I finished the bind off, and I had cast on and knit the thumb to about there when it was time to open presents. So I said that he was the first one, and had my sister, who knew about it, walk it over to him with the double pointed needle still in the thumb. And so he tried it on, and then he tried it on again before I left, so that I knew that the thumb was the right thickness and the right length. And we just had a really nice time. My nephew, who I'm going to call Seal, is really sweet, but he's kind of reserved, and my kids desperately want him to play with them all the time, and he really is warming up to them. And so round about the time the girls were just done, they just wanted to sit on the couch, Seal came up to them. He wanted them to go play down the hall with him, so he held his little hand up. Coming? And they didn't react. Coming, please? And so, of course, he was so cute, and they're like, okay. And they went down the hall and they played with him, and it was very sweet. We just had a really, really good time. So today we've just been relaxing. Lots and lots of playing the games that the kids got for their Christmas presents, and just I have cat fur everywhere. I'm sorry. Just hanging out and not really doing much. Our meals were both very simple today and quick, and just kind of relax and recoup our energy. I spent the day working on this, which is the other mitten. So it has a flip-top head with an I-cord loop for a button that will go back here, so that if he wants to use them as fingerless mitts, he can have that out of the way. And if he doesn't, he can have it with the flip-top flipped up. I see these are way too big for me, but that's how that looks. I also spent a little time going over my yarn inventory and usage for the year, and when I do the next podcast sit down chat video, I will talk about what all I've made this year, how much yarn I've used, that sort of thing. So I have one mitten that's almost completely done. It needs a button, and one that just needs a flip top head, which is the knitting. And I intend to get this done, and then I'm going to review kind of an idea of where I want to start for 2018 and what my knitting projects are going to be, and I'll have a video about that once I make some decisions. I thought I'd show you a couple of the things that I got. my parents got me some wool dye. This is the Ashford dyes, which I haven't played with before, but they look pretty nice. And they wanted to make certain that I could, oh, crinkly noise, sorry, that I could dye right away. So they bought me this beautiful cotton yarn, which of course I can't dye with that without another chemical, which I don't have. But I don't even really want to. This cotton is so, so pretty. It is lace weight, and it is really soft. And this is a 50-gram skein with 368 yards. It's the New World Textiles Delicious Cotton. So it's really nice. I think there might have to be some sort of really elaborate lace doily thing, but I haven't even begun looking for a pattern. My sister works for a university, and she gave me this bag. And what it is the upholstery fabric for the couches and seats and things within the university. And so it's rated to be really, really strong. It's a reversible bag, and whenever they get down to they don't have enough fabric to make another chair, then they turn it over to this other company that makes these bags, and it's really nice and sturdy. It's currently holding all the books I got for Christmas, so no problem there. Very sturdy book. So my husband got me 2 books. One is the Spinner's Book of Fleece, which has been on my wish list for a while. I've checked it out from the library, but there's something about owning it yourself that had to happen. And then he managed to get this, which I didn't even ask for because everyone had been talking about how difficult it was to get. And so I was totally blown away by him managing to get this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh gosh. So I'm really excited about that. And Santa Claus always brings a book. And Santa brought me this book. So there's going to be some preserving and canning in my future, which of course we knew about. My parents got me fermentation lids. I'm very excited about that. My sister got me 2 books off the COE bibliography. So the complete spinning book by Candace Crockett, and where's the weird thing? Weaving, Spinning, and Dyeing book by Rachel Brown. And this one, these are both used, and this one actually includes notes left in by the original owner. So my sister thought that I would appreciate that, and of course she's right. So I'm really looking forward to flipping through. I just found another note I didn't know about. Flipping through this book and reading through it. So, and then my parents got me this cookbook. So it has all sorts of recipes from the Great British Bake Off. So once I'm really walking again, and I've cleaned the house, there's going to be a lot of cooking and spinning going on here. And I'm really looking forward to it. My mother-in-law made me a beautiful bowl. I'm going to show that off next video because it's not anywhere near me, and it's actually still wrapped up to keep it safe. And I think it needs sunlight to really show it off to the best potential. So, I just had an absolutely wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you had an absolutely wonderful Christmas. With regard to the podcast and the blog, I am going to be restarting the blog with the new year, and I am going to look to be doing a regular podcast episode once a week and a vlog style once a week. It may be that combination ends up being a little too much, and then I will stagger them every other week. But we're going to go for once a week, each of them, moving forward into the new year. And because the cast comes off in just a couple of days, there will also be some outdoor Julia gets back to walking kinds of shots, which hopefully won't involve terrible shaky photography and all you can hear is me breathing heavily. But we'll see. No promises on that. So that's really where we're at and what's going to happen in the future. So I look forward to talking to you again, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.